Hey math lovers, let's go over C15. Determine the zeros of each function or equation. Remember, how do I find those blue dots? You can use one of these 5 methods. We always try to go for factoring. So let's go ahead and see if we can get to this one, the factoring. I'm going to identify my A, B's, and C's. A is 9, B is 5, and C is 1. Now, you definitely want to make sure, there it is, that this is, it doesn't matter if that's f of x, y, g of x, but you definitely want no number up there, because over here in green on the right side, that is standard form. Let's see if we can do this one by factoring. So a times c is 9, and b is 5. Can you guys think of any two numbers in the whole wide world that will multiply to be 9? Give you a combination of those, and that will add to be 5. There are none, which means it's not factorable. All right, what does this mean for us? This does not mean we can't solve it by factoring. We're going to have to use something else. You can use completing the square, but completing the square is best when a is equal to 1 and your b is even. That is 1. That is the best. So we're going to try quadratic formula. Let's do it. I'll sing you the famous quadratic formula song. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right, we're going to do a substitution. I'm going to use my highlighter here. So every a value here and here, we're going to put in 9. Every b value, we're going to be putting in 5. And every c value, we're going to be putting in 1. Let's go ahead and put those in. X equals negative, remember substitutions here, that would be a 5 plus or minus the square root of the b value, which was 5. We're going to square that, minus 4, or negative 4 times the a value, which is 9 times 1, all over 2 times the a value, which is 9. Okay, so let's go ahead now and simplify. To simplify, we just take the opposite of negative 5. Sorry, opposite of positive 5, which is negative 5. 5 squared is 25. Now, if you're wondering what math operation to write over here, let me do this with you. Negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. Times 1 is still negative 36. And this would be all over 18. Whoa, got a bunch of straggling things over here. Okay, let's go ahead and simplify again. So negative 5 plus or minus 25 minus 36 is negative 11. And all over 18. Okay, so how do you simplify this? Okay, take you on a math journey over here. Because this is negative, for now, we're just going to say that the answer, so let me just write the answer. Answer is no real solution. What does this mean? Let's highlight that in blue, because above, remember, we're trying to find those 2 blue dots right there, right? So what does that mean for our graph? Let's go back to the pencil. Okay, so basically what it means is that nothing is touching the x-axis here. Nothing's touching the x-axis. The graph's above the x-axis. What kind of tips can I get? I know it's still opening up because a is positive and c is 1. So you might have something like this. It's 1. And the graph might go something like this. Okay. Do you see how it's not touching the red line right there? No touching. Okay. What does this mean? They call these imaginary solutions. You have imaginary solutions. So you can just stop the video now. The blue box is the answer, but I want to show you that, and then I'm actually going to show you guys how to do this. So you need some kind of information that I equals the square root of -1. Okay, so I basically means imaginary. How do I apply that for that -11? So you would do something like this. You would have the square root of -1. Let's try that again. So I have the square root of -1 times square root of 11. Okay, and then we just apply this information that we just said. I equals the square root of -1. So that would be, we're doing a substitution here, is I. Square root of -1 is I. And you have this radical 11 still there. So the best answer, this is the Algebra 2 answer now that you guys are in this class, is x equals -5 plus or minus, our new answer, I radical 11 over 18. Now that answer seems crazy, but again, this kind of shows that there is no touching right there. Okay? See ya.